I became interested in quilting through my family. My grandmother made a quilt for each of her grandchildren, and my mom actually started a quilt when we were in high school, and then because of all our kids' activities, she kind of put it away. And then when my grandma started making a quilt for every of the kids, she was having them quilted on the outside, and Mom then learned to hand quilt so she could finish the quilts my grandma was making. The Mountain Mist collection was so important to say because it truly is an iconic mid-century quilt collection. Mountain Mist influenced a lot of the quilt making in the 30s and 40s, and the amount of patterns they sold is truly amazing. Just in the year of 1932 to 1933, they sold, in addition to all the wrappers that were given away free on the batting, they sold 55,000 additional patterns, which is awesome when you think about who must have been quilting in the 30s. I actually have two favorite finds in the collection. When Mary Kay Woolvogel was researching the Mountain Mist Quilt Patterns and their makers, I was scouring in a lot of the, Stearns Foster at that time had a lot of vaults. And I was down in one of the basement's corner vaults, and I found the original set of patterns that Phoebe Edwards had put away in 1932. And the other find is the shipping crate that they would ship the Mountain Mist quilts to the various department stores to display the quilts. Actually, the book publicizes that I picked some of my favorites, and I picked some of my favorites that I wanted to recreate, maybe not the favorite of mine in the collection. There's a few that I just, because of the inconsistency and the difficulty, I probably didn't want to recreate for the book. But the Hollywood, which is behind me, was my favorite to recreate, and actually has moved up to my top 5 favorite of all the quilts in the collection. What I hope the visitors will take away from viewing the exhibit is how comprehensive this marketing program was in the 30s and 40s, and actually continued until the 1970s. Mountain Mist really did it to sell more battings, but they also had an underlying reason that they really wanted to promote the art of quilting, which was good business for them, and give a way for quilters to be inspired to quilt more quilts.